Alright, probably first and last time we'll do one of these things in the car. We just got out of Kick-Ass 2, which was not directed by Matthew Vaughn, as it shows in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my friend Skyler, and...
Who even directed this movie? I don't even...
I don't know, but it felt like a completely different movie than the original Kick-Ass. So
there's definitely way too much, like, backstory or, like, the struggle of Hit Girl being a normal girl.
Yeah, I kind of felt that too, really. What did you think of your thoughts in this movie?
It was alright. It was as good as the first one, I think. I mean, it's a movie, like, the subject matter for the movie itself is not really, like, the greatest movie ever made, so, right. I mean, it was what you paid for.
Right. Me, on the other hand, I kind of feel indifferent about this movie. I don't think that, like, it's not a great movie. I mean, it's a good popcorn movie. I will give that movie that. It's a good popcorn movie.
I mean, I liked it.
But yeah, I like some parts of it. It's just that there were certain aspects of this movie that I just didn't like at all, really. I'll get to that in a bit, but let's talk about the casting first. Let's talk about Andrew Johnson.
Aaron Johnson.
Aaron Johnson as Kick-Ass.
He's using like a hyphenated last name now, which I think is really weird.
Yeah.
It's Aaron Johnson something.
Well, he's trying to be something, I guess, but
he needs to do better movies.
Yeah, we just talked about on the way up here. He was going to be in Godzilla next year, which we're looking forward to. But
yeah, I mean, he's an alright actor. I mean, I didn't like him in. Last movie I saw him in was The Savages. And
don't get us started on The Savages.
Movie.
If you're watching this, don't watch The Savages. It's awful.
But, I mean, he's alright. I mean, this is like the only character he can play, and he's like in his like mid-20s now, so he's got maybe a couple more years to milk it before it's unbelievable that he's in high school.
I know, and that was one thing I saw messed up too, like the fact that he was still in high school at the beginning of Kick-Ass, and yet he's like a senior in high school, and now Hit Girl, who was supposedly like 11 or 10, is now a freshman in high school.
I think she was 13 last.
I thought she was like, in the story, she was like 10, wasn't she? I don't know.
I don't know. It's weird.
But speaking of Hit Girl, Chloe,
I can't even.
I don't know, the chick Chloe, I know, good actress. She stole this movie by far.
Yeah.
By far.
This movie is all pretty much about her. I don't even know.
Go get wild here.
I'm gonna find out her name.
Yeah, Chloe Mendez is what I want to say.
Chloe. It's another hyphenated name. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure too.
I could be thinking of.
While he's googling it, she stole the show completely. Like, she still like had good fight scenes.
Yeah, Chloe
She's still
Grace Mortez.
Chloe Grace Mortez. It's Aaron. How do you say his name?
Taylor hyphenated
Aaron
Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
And then Christopher Mintz-Plasse as the motherfucker, which is pretty...
I won't go say that much, future school teacher and all. But, yeah, Christopher Mintz-Plasse as, what you said. I thought he was alright. He was over the top at first, though, to be honest with you, but I guess most villains are. But if you're playing a character like what he was playing, then yeah, he did all you can ask for. I just really didn't buy the jokes that he was saying. Like, there were so many, like, racial jokes, stereotype jokes in this movie that I just thought fell flat, in my opinion. Like, you may have got a chuckle on some of them. I didn't think it was that funny.
I don't know. His little super villain group was pretty...
Now,
pretty messed up.
There's this one woman in this movie named Mother Russia who's a supervillain, and she kind of looked like what Christopher Walken looked like, buffed up as a chick.
Kind of looked like an uglier chick from Rocky IV who played Ivan Drago's.
That chick was hot, though.
Flavor Flav's ex-girlfriend. I can't think of her name right now.
Yeah, but that chick was hot. This chick.
Oh, she's not anymore. I don't know if you've seen her. Time was not good to her. So
she was hot in Rocky IV.
Yeah, that was 30 years ago.
I'm gonna watch Rocky IV when I get back home tonight. But she always looked at Chris Rock, but the fight scenes with her and Hit Girl, they were well done, I thought.
I have to look it up. I think she's actually legit something in real life. Like, I don't know if she's like an MMA fighter or what, but she's pretty...
Well, she looked like she was trained. She did a good job, especially the fight scene with her and the cops. Like, whew, that was pretty good. But the fight scene in this movie, there were some issues. Like, I don't know, like I talked about this before, I hate shaky cam, but at least with the Matthew Vaughn film, when he directed it, he was nice to get up all the still shots with the action. Like, that's one of my favorite fight scenes, is when Hit Girl walks in at the penthouse suite and find all those goons. Like, each shot was filmed, like, perfectly. When this scene, when you see this movie, most of the fight scenes, you get that kind of shaky cam feeling where you can't admire the action that much in this movie. Like, I could, like, during the whole big brawl at the end, it was tough to follow, like, who was fighting who. And it's fine to have shaky cam in an action movie, like I stated before. But you have to know when it's effective. Like, take, for instance, like, in the first parking lot, the first time they used it, there was one camera that was completely still, like kind of how Matthew Vaughn shot his movies. It was completely still. You could see what was going on. But when they tried to cut to another camera guy was just, like, constantly shaking. Yeah. So that kind of threw it kind of off balance, like, you know, if that makes any sense. So.
Yeah, it was, I don't know, that scene with the camera, that whole fight scene could have just been without that camera.
I know, you could have just stayed with that, like, one or two cameras that would keep still, and then there's, like, that one camera guy who just close to getting close-ups and just zoom in and just trying to avoid all the actions. Like, he's actually there, but he's trying to dodge everything that's going on.
I don't know, I thought a lot of the fight scenes worked pretty well, especially the ones with Hit Girl.
Yeah, the ones with Hit Girl and Mother Russia, they worked extremely well, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a Hit Girl heavy movie. It should not have been called Kick-Ass 2. It should have been called Hit Girl. Yeah.
And, well, another problem, the main problem I have with this movie was the story. Like, you can have, like, most movies tend to have, like, an A story and a B story. The A story in this movie was supposed to be about Kick-Ass's story, but what they did with the first act of the movie, I gotta talk about this before I let this slide. The first part of the movie, like, you know, he's done, he wants to give up being Kick-Ass, and, you know, is trying to live a normal life, but I really hated what they did with the girlfriend in this movie. Yeah. Like, they just rolled her out, like, the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I don't know if she had something else to do. I'm pretty sure
that's all it was. So, you know, I was like, oh, yeah, we have something to do, but we gotta write you out the script, because in the comic book, she plays a big part. Yeah. But they apparently just, they think that, basically, long story short, the girlfriend in this movie gets written off because she thinks that Kick-Ass and Hit Girl are a thing, but actually they're actually going out and training to be superheroes again. But she thinks they're a thing, and then she says, like, I don't know, that she's been cheating on him this whole time, and then that's the last we ever see of her. I'm like, thanks a lot, movie. You wasted an entire storyline that was built in your original movie, and yet, in this movie, you cast that one character, and you just throw her off to the side, you know?
Yeah, she was a big part of the first movie.
She was! Like, that's what made me mad.
Very central character in the first movie.
They set up Kick-Ass with this other hot chick in the movie that just pretty much took the place in the comic book of what the girlfriend did, but she was a superhero, so they just constantly shoved her up with that one chick, which I can't name. But, yeah, it just bugged me. But,